Warning. The following contains material that may be too disturbing to some people. Descriptions of violence, mature situations, and adult themes. This is intended for mature audiences. Your discretion is advised.
All right, there we go. Now we're live.
All right, and everyone, let's start with what's the thing you found the most troubling about Sam. Actually, just kidding out here. Happy birthday, Javi! Yep.
He's such an amazing guy.
Happy birthday, Javi!
Happy birthday, Javi!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
All right.
May the consequences be less dire than anticipated.
Of my birthday?
That's so
Yes.
stressful.
Your birthday
The worst consequences already happened. I was born.
Oh,
No, we'll see about that.
Oh, geez. We're all nervous because Brandon offers a gift to Javi for birthday, but it comes at a cost.
I never said it came at a cost. I offer my players gifts on their birthday. It is whatever they want. What would you like for your birthday? You can make a request game. I will bring that request about. Requests can have consequences. If your request is, I really want, to be able to try to kill the bad guy, I'll be like, all right, well, you're going to get in a fight with a bad guy. The bad guy might kill you or several other people before he gets taken down. Congratulations! You took him down. Consequences.
I wish to found. Good news, you found out.
Yes. Anyway, so with that, who has a recap of what happened last session, which was about a month ago, I think.
I do not this time.
Not I.
Sounds like winging it. Sarah, go.
Oh no. I don't honestly remember all that much. I do remember that Darren went and met with his Godwalker and got some information about who the Godwalker the True King might be.
If I remember mostly correctly, it was Haley's birthday.
You're right. Yeah.
We
Yes.
were up above in
Yep.
Joker, Izzy's apartment, which Haley stays at. Is that my understanding? No, or
Yeah.
just hosted there. Okay,
They lived
cool,
there together.
excellent. So there's just some minor stuff going on in the background. One of the big inciting incidents is Darren wanted to smoke, and so he thought it was okay to smoke. Joker, kind of both being a bit on the aggressive side and also trying to be playful about being like, no smoking, made Darren feel like it was a challenge, so Darren kept smoking, which his lighter was thrown off of the balcony, and Darren went to go get it, but also got heated and walked off, met his Godwalker off in the woods somewhere. He has the idea now that he needs to get the bike back that he had lost. And it did kind of turn into a bit of Joker kind of both putting us in his place and also being a flawed character of his own, so it kind of led to back and forth between Darren Joker, Haley Joker. Izzy walked away to catch her breath. I think Haley's behind a building, just kind of being Haley. Darren, Max, Mercedes, and Tilly are all still kind of huddled together with no real, like, the idea being we're going to go figure out how we can help cheer Darren up by getting the bike and also hoping it leads us to prosperity.
Izzy and Joker had a heart-to-heart after that, and I guess kind of made up with Tilly there, right? And got the name of the True
With
King.
Mercedes. Actually, no,
Mercedes.
Tilly was there too.
I was there, yes.
She was just very quiet.
We got the name of the True King, but I don't know if we know who it is. Something like that.
Leon Isaacs, and your Godwalker does not like him.
Right.
Thinks he's a son of a bitch. Could be possibly because he's the masterless man, and hating the Godwalker of the True King, kind of just a thing you do.
Reylen also tried to kidnap herself.
Yes, there was that.
Herself?
She threw herself into a moving car of a would-be kidnapper.
She pulled a Tilly, and that's why she's not here. All right.
I knew you'd say it because it flashed through my head too. I was like, Tilly? She
Okay,
did Tilly?
but Tilly did not make out with her would-be kidnappers.
I did not make out with the kidnapper.
Give her some time.
No!
Time and incentive?
Yeah. I think if Austin Powers had, put the charm on, Austin Powers could have made that happen.
Mojo.
In particular, because she did not have to come out of that. Well, no, she didn't even remember that she had a boyfriend during that whole thing. So.
Yes, but Micah went back to California for reasons.
Reasons being naked self-interest, yes. And because no one really explained a plan as to why she should stay. Which is, which is very understandable then. Is you have one person going, hey, you should get back here and not be here. No one else saying, so we have no reason why you should be here. Okay, thanks, bye. The only reason I'm here is because Reylen, and she's willing to kidnap herself. So, I think my mission here is done. Anyway.
Oh, Reylen also had an existential crisis and kept flipping between, like, all the people that she's ever loved and lost and wanting to do all manner of dangerous magic to try to fix the situation. Aoife had thoughts.
And it's a real shame Caitlin's not here today.
Yes.
Yes. Anyway, so. It is the middle of the night, very early morning on March 4th, when at 3 o'clock.
May. Unless we're jumping back in time.
Sorry. May 4th. At 3 o'clock, around 3:33, 33 seconds into it. Every adept gets a sort of shock to your system as you almost feel like electricity coursing through you once again.
I am no longer upset at my wish that I may have helped bring back magic. On May the 4th,
Yes.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
No, it was I decided to grant this wish in this way for this reason because of that. But also, every single one of you gets a feeling stronger than anything you've ever felt. The people here who have held major charges, this feels like a level of magnitude above major. Like, something apparently has been brewing. Something has been dwelling in the time in which all of magic has been shut out. A gigantic magical charge.
Fascinating.
Hmm.
And for a second, you can all feel it. You all know that it's coming. All of the magic that had been sort of stopped from going towards its various adepts, who were still generating magical power, but it was just cut off from them, that has all pooled together. And without the risk of their tabooing, it has all been accruing in the perfect divine vessel. And someone, if they can follow the charge, if they can follow its lead, if they can get to it, someone will be able to take it. And with it, well, you could do almost anything. So, what are all of you doing as you awake this sensation?
Scheming.
What'd you say?
Scheming.
Guessing that is Izzy?
Yeah.
That's fair enough. Izzy is scheming, like she normally does. Darren, what are you doing?
Probably react with the. I imagine it being a bit like a strong drug. Maybe. Does it wear off like fast? Like would like the feeling of it wear off fast? Like,
Oh yeah, no, so magic is there and magic is gone, but you are all sort of aware that there is something big coming. You may not know exactly what it is. In fact, you may need to talk to some people to figure out exactly what's going to happen. But something is definitely coming.
all right, I'll sit up, scratch my arms a little bit, throw a shirt on, wipe the sweat off my face, and start looking around. Maybe go out, try to see if anybody else, anything's going on.
It's the middle of the night. It's 3 o'clock in the night. I mean, yeah, no, a lot of people around the terraces are, waking up and getting out and kind of doing the same thing because they were awoken by several things. A few car alarms started going off. Several dogs barking in the night.
Is one of them Pidge? I'm gonna cry if it's not.
No, your devices all seem like they are still unmoving.
Do I feel like I'm holding anything?
If you have marked that you're if you personally are not holding anything, because yours would have worn off unless you've been able to maintain the nicotine. So if you should be holding charges, then you still are. But if they would have worn off, then no. You did not get any new charges. You would only have what you had.
Well, I imagine I didn't stop smoking, considering I was smoking at the party last night, but I was only holding like
Did you
one.
sleep for 8 hours at any point?
Oh, you know what? I probably would have. Yeah, probably would have slept for 8 hours. Yeah. So now I taboo, right? What? Or did you say taboo wasn't happening or something? I don't know. I don't know how it works.
No, it was.
Okay. I was only
But
holding one minor, anyways, so it's fine. Well, I'm going out
if
for a
I
smoke
recall
now.
correctly, okay.
Steph, you were saying?
I was like, I think it's kind of like the way dipsomancers have to stay drunk, buzzed to maintain their charges. Isn't that the same thing for smokers?
Yes.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I'll go outside on the balcony or something and smoke a cigarette and see if I can take a look around, see if what's happening with the car alarms going off. If there's like,
I mean, no, it's just like almost like a power surge went through the city, set off a bunch of car alarms, things like that.
all right. Do I see anybody else? Any other players?
Yeah,
Yep.
several other people are getting up there. In fact, if you sort of look around there, you can sort of see your mentor walking out onto his own balcony and sort of lighting up a cigar and
Maxwell
starting to
felt a lot of tension last night, so I may have cooked or baked way too many pancakes. Please partake. There's a whole bounty. I need people to stop arguing.
I'll eat a pancake.
Sure.
so
I
that's
have
the
a
Or-
better
condition.
way
If
to
you
get rid of
want
that
breakfast.
tension.
If you want,
Oh
not
my
now.
God.
If you want breakfast, you will not. I'm not. No, you are going to. You're going to promise you won't argue if you have the breakfast. We're gonna work as a team.
What are you
They're
doing,
delicious.
Maxwell? Because
Made of
I
perfect
was not.
breakfast.
So Maxwell, I wasn't aware that you were living with Darren.
Oh well, yes, Darren. We've been sleeping together for a while. That hug was great. It's led to new things. Okay, well, never mind. I thought this was like you were in the thing. I misunderstood. Please continue. There's going to be a breakfast later at the regular place when you're ready for it. You know, it's a time skip.
I'll eat
We'll record
pancakes with my hands. Like
your
always.
breakfast.
I want to ask Smokes what's going on.
You are like, all right. As I said, he's in a separate building from you.
Oh, okay.
You're like
okay.
across. You want to yell out at 3 a.m. in the morning?
No.
Hey, yo,
No.
Smokes! What's
All right.
going on?
Cool. Guess I do nothing. I will just enjoy my cigarette.
Isobel, what are you doing?
My boyfriend, probably.
Hug boyfriend?
Huh?
You said hugging your boyfriend?
Sure. That's what I said. Sure.
Okay. I didn't hear what you said.
Mommy
You
and
said,
Daddy
"What are
hug.
you doing?" And I said, "My boyfriend, probably."
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Passionate hugging. All right. Got it. Okay. The two of you have woken up and decided, all right, sex. So, Haley. Oh, Haley's not here. to complain about it in the next room. You're definitely getting people you're definitely getting pounding on the wall from Haley and Kat.
That's
Anyway.
nothing new.
Yes. Okay, so Mercedes, what are you doing?
Probably the same thing.
Sex with Max?
Yes.
All right. Tilly, what about you?
Oh boy, 3 a.m.
I really want to make it like an over 4 situation. She's slunk
You know
back.
Jeff's gonna roll, tell you to go fuck to sleep.
I mean, all right. Keep in mind, Jeff was also woken up by this. You all felt the charge, the large charge, the huge charge, the bigger than major charge.
I actually have a question.
Yep.
Because Mercedes' adeptcy works differently than everyone else's. Does it still feel the same?
Oh yeah, no, because you are in tune with the universe. You feel it in your bones. You are aware that things have changed, that the world is shifting, that a almost once in a lifetime event is about to take place. Aoife,
Uh-huh.
what's Aoife doing?
Probably trying to get the major charge vessel ready for superconductor again, and texting them to come over so they can try to fix the body. She wants to be able to ask him what the fuck's going on.
Of superconductor?
Uh-huh.
Alright, yeah, sure. You are trying
Because
to fix the
superconductor's body that we built for him is like empty right now. Like it's not working right?
Oh yeah, no. So you have noted throughout this whole time the eyes have continued to move. All right, like the demon didn't leave.
Well, no, because the demon is in Grace. Yeah, I thought that superconductor went back into Grace when the body failed.
I did not believe that he had done that necessarily. If he has, then he's still spending some time in the body, but
Gotcha.
yeah, he doesn't want to just be possessing Grace.
Well, I don't think anyone wants that. I think that we just didn't want him to be destroyed on accident. You know?
Yeah, no, he was not destroyed. The destruction of the body would not have destroyed him.
Gotcha. But yeah, Aoife's trying to get him to help her to get his body moving again, and is going to
Sure.
try to ask him about
Are you spending a charge on it or anything?
She probably has a couple SIGs she could try to put in, but she can't spare a major to try to jumpstart it. So she would probably try with that, just see if she could push anything into it and see what happened.
So you are going to use one of your SIGs to power him up?
Yeah, to try to kick the body back to life, basically.
Yeah,
see what
instantly powers back up.
Okay.
Definitely works.
Is it still working as a major vessel, or is it...
roll your thing. Your move, actually. Make your...
my repairing things roll or my
No.
actual school? Okay.
Your actual actual roll.
1 second. Sorry. I'd accidentally close the window. Won't let me push the button.
I am
I'm
sorry that it
going
won't let
to
you
roll.
push the button. What's your skill in that?
78, but it is my obsession, so I will flip.
All right. 58 definitely gets you there. As you flip, no, he comes back up. He's like, good to be back. Oh, yes. It seems to be working perfectly normal. He'll go and help you through that. It seems like all it needed was a little bit of a jump start, to get the magic working again. It didn't destroy the enchantment itself. It sort of said that thing shouldn't be working, and so it powered it down. All of the magic and thing was there. It just needed a little, jolt to get it going. It may take a sig to wake up significantly powerful things like him. Although he isn't certain if you ask him that a minor would not have done that. He isn't sure. He's
probably
grateful.
better to try with a minor on the next thing and see if it works.
Yeah.
But this one was a bit valuable to risk it. So.
Yeah.
Okay, now what the fuck is going on with this giant charge?
He's like, he will, well, 1 second. He will explain it to you.
Whoa.
All right. Hello. Can you hear me?
Brandon, you're in the wrong.
They're sharing secrets.
Cool. I see that, but he pulled the wrong guy down. Secret sharing is crazy.
What do you guys think they're talking about?
Something quite stressful, I'm sure.
Oh, you mean the entirety of Uno?
I was about to say, you right. It's just the whole game.
Robots.
Robots.
It's Aoife. It's all about robots.
Wait, Steph can hear the conversation. It's all about
She
robots.
can at least hear Brandon's side of the conversation.
Yes, but not with you guys talking. I'm not good at listening to two things at once.
I'm gonna pull my least favorite thing Joanne does to me.
Shut. Shut. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's so funny to me. Oh, hold on. I'll show you the one GIF I was talking about. Hold on. Where is he? It's Doug Dimmadome. That one.
Oh, I hate it.
Does this make it any better? It's Doug Dimmadome. Owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
Alright,
this one better, Javi? As an actual puppet, he actually gives like 30-second Spanish lessons on TikTok. I hear nothing, therefore assume I have been disowned.
That's a fair assessment.
Okay. Guess I'll
It's
die.
wrong assessment. It's just fair.
You may be a fuck up, Joanne, but you are fucked up.
Wow.
I'm
I'm really
sorry
glad I
she
put
could
that
not
GIF
be
up
more.
here. It's very accurate now. Do y'all want me to drive home? I will.
On my
No.
birthday.
You have to stay. I bought 2 cheesecakes because I have a problem.
I don't have.
That
Just because
problem is
there's a lot of cheesecake
me!
doesn't. Shut up. Shut. Not a problem.
But the cheesecakes were bought specifically for me. I am the problem that the cheesecakes were bought for.
Not a problem.
No, it is not the existence of the cheesecakes. It is the fact that Steph A is indecisive and B always believes that gatherings need more food than they actually do.
It's a good one. It's good. I do that too.
Now all I can think about is Midwestern mom.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't you know?
Yeah, sure, you betcha.
I love you so much, Steph. Oh my god. Oh no. I love it.
Thanks, I hate it.
Oh, don't you know?
I'm
Oh
gonna go
god.
back to looking up drug names to name my Pokemon.
Oh, I always put my characters in shoes that require laces. I hate drawing laces so much.
You know, Joanne, with
AceofWandsDesigns.
Tilly's scar on your Vroid, it makes it look like she has very
The
impressive
biggest, weirdest
cleavage.
cleavage. Yep. The most cleavage you've ever seen on a 5-foot woman.
Or
Got a chest you can
mine
get lost in.
not good
Yeah,
enough?
indeed. Just the biggest valley.
I'm glad you guys sensed cleavage and came back.
I mean, I have I have a wife who I can hear in the background talk about things.
I may not be, but both of my characters in this game are bisexual, so there's that. Anyway, everyone, well, who first? Who would be most likely? I would guess probably Maxwell and Mercedes. There's a pounding on your door. Not like really nasty shaking the door kind of thing, but like an insistent knocking.
Well, there was pounding happening in here too until that happened. I'll go get the door.
Don't forget your pants.
I will not.
I mean,
I forgot
she's
my
not
pants,
going
I
to
forgot
cock
my
block
pants.
her own characters, guys. All right.
She's
Maxwell
going
is
to
opening
the
the door with
knowledge
pants.
person. And I don't want to have to RP with myself.
Oh god, I gotta be nuts right up, Maxwell. Okay. I'm opening the door with my pants on.
Emergency meeting. We need to get all of our friends together and have a serious talk.
Is this about the feeling we just had?
Yes, I have information.
That was fast. I will get Mercedes. And then we'll divvy up who we grab and make sure everyone is brought. We can do
Yep.
Tilly if you want to grab Darren.
Phrasing. Okay, I'm off to get there.
What was wrong with the phrasing? And he says as he moves this over to Mercedes.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure.
Were you not sure? Are
Yeah,
you actually not
he
sure about the
came-
phrasing?
He came to the door, like, in the middle of interrupted things and said, we'll divvy up something about who we talked to.
And I'll do Tilly.
Mercedes and I will do Tilly if you go grab Darren. And
Phrasing.
so
And
Aoife
Maxwell
made
walked away going,
a very
"I don't know
rare
what's wrong with my
joke.
phrasing."
Yeah, Aoife made a very rare joke for her at one time.
Now we know she's stressed if she's joking about that. You need to dress. We need to go get Tilly for an emergency meeting.
Okay.
And just so it's said, I will also dress. I do not intend to walk around without clothing. Sorry, you didn't have to hear that. I know. I'm getting my clothes.
Alright, should I go get Tilly and you on snack duty?
I can make snacks, yes. I will. Kitchen. Kitchen is where snacks are made. So Mercedes goes off to get Tilly, and Maxwell's on that fast-forwarded time management where I somehow broke into Darren's apartment, but now it's not Darren's apartment, and there's a ginormous amount of snacks.
Yay, snacks.
All right, Mercedes, you're going to get Tilly.
Yep.
Tilly, are you playing this out or are we skipping?
I guess we can play it out. It's fine.
All right, play it out. You arrive at the door. There are guards outside. They don't seem to be paying you much attention as you're walking on up.
I guess I'll stop in front of them. Hi.
They look up at you from their little card game.
Is Tilly inside?
Yep. So one of them will go on in. A moment later, they'll bring Tilly out with Jeff.
Hello? And she's like really hastily wrapped in a robe. Like, hello, yes.
Aoife came pounding on our door and talked to Max, and now we need to have a meeting.
She'll sigh like she's like real mad about it and pinch her nose and be like, I'll see you later, honey.
He nods. Do I need to be there?
Sure.
It might be a good idea. Yeah.
All right, he will gather his people, and he will head out to be there with you.
Aoife is going to bother Darren. I don't know if you want to act that out or not. And she's going to also stop by the Izzy Healy suite, and she's also going to wake up Skinner and as many other members of Pops as are in the building.
Sure.
All right, sounds good.
You managed to do that without much hassle. Oh, I suppose Darren could give you hassle. Darren, are you giving her hassle?
Nah.
All right, that's good, Darren. Real good. So, you all gathered. Everyone is kind of abuzz. It is really late, and people want to know what is going on.
Okay, Izzy. What's happening?
Huh? I don't know.
Oh, was it Aoife?
Yes. He's going,
Other one, Aoife.
Okay, so I'm sure we all felt the thing that happened just now. Yes?
Mhm.
Cool. So, I was speaking to Superconductor, and he's filled me in on some important information to what all of this is and what it means. So, unwittingly, or perhaps wittingly, I don't know, but the Max and the Pops and their various offshoots have been feeding magic out into the world, into the population, into humanity.
Skinner says that is a thing that we are doing. Obviously, it is not an accident.
No, No. That there's this situation is a byproduct. So because you have spread magic out into the world, and because of the backlog that just happened, the population of Earth, as I understand it, is sort of acting like a body holding a ridiculously massive charge. And someone, somewhere, is going to get to it and have inconceivable power. We're talking tearing down aspects or putting up or doing an ascension just with touching this power and nothing else.
Yeah.
With no vote. We're talking like all
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I should point out, this isn't a thing that someone is going to be able to take and hold. If someone tried to hold, a Superconductor would say, if someone tried to hold this much power, it would basically kill them.
Gotcha. But it's
they'd
something
likely
that can be channeled from.
Yeah. Well, it very likely, if like let's say if someone tried to take the power, they would likely ascend immediately, and either become a new avatar of whatever the fuck they most were, you know. You know, this. In all honesty, this could be you. If you wanted to ascend the avatar of the Chad, this is how you would get a guy named Chad to do it, and bam, well, that's the Chad. All right.
Gotcha. But yeah, so this is enough power to fundamentally alter the fabric of our universe for all time, and someone is going to get control over it. Someone, like multiple people, could siphon off of it, or one person could steal it and immediately change, be destroyed, and become something else. Like, just absolute ridiculous shit could go down. Now, Regina has obviously been waiting for something exactly like this. Maybe this was even part of the plan all along. I don't know. But she's not going to be the only one. probably every organization out there is going to be sending multiple people out to try to deal with this, and that's not even beginning to talk to about all the lone actors who are going to be trying to get control over this situation. Like, just the implications of, say, T&I getting their hands on this is beyond horrifying to me. And we have to hit the ground running, and we have to get control of this and decide what we're going to blow it on so that it is used up as soon as possible. Yesterday, a month ago, 10 years ago would have been a great time to start planning this, but it's too late for that. We don't have any time. Superconductor thinks that he may be able to give us leads on where this thing is and what it's doing, but that'll take some effort. But we have some serious discussions to do straight away about what the proper thing to do is to prevent this from fundamentally changing our world in a bad way, and what we're going to do to use it, because sealing it up is probably just not an option. We need a plan of how to diffuse this in the best possible way where the least people get hurt.
You can't diffuse the universal lining.
This power must be used for something.
Could use it to stop the ascension of this Isaacs or whatever guy.
Isaacs is already a Godwalker, and I don't think he's really trying to ascend.
Alright. Could use it to take out
Regina is trying to ascend, so she's going to try and kick him off so she can take his spot to then step up.
But she won't need to now. She could touch this power and just instantaneously become her own new thing. She doesn't need to be bound to this anymore.
Secrecy rolls, everyone.
Oh my god.
Who got successes?
I got a 2.
I got a success.
Izzy did. I'm trying to find out what Aoife can do about this.
Does Max not have an identity that substitutes for
I
secrecy?
realized it as I clicked secrecy that I was like, oh, hang on, I have to find Max's sheet again. I forget that it's not just in Roll20.
I mean, it might.
Because I'm fairly sure, yeah, I do have an identity. It is what it is. But
All right, so for everyone who succeeded, what she's saying doesn't sound quite right. It's highly likely that she's still probably going to go for Isaacs because him being the Godwalker could fuck up with an ascension. But if there is no Godwalker of the thing because the space is just empty, the first person to touch this thing will definitely ascend. So, yeah. Dion is likely an important figure still, but not the most important, shall we say.
More like he's something standing in her way, not ours.
Right.
Yes, yeah.
We can
he is,
we can try to make him a bigger barrier to her, but he doesn't necessarily need to be our first priority.
Yeah, but also, you will likely never make him a big enough barrier that a single bullet can't solve it.
True. I mean, if he's where a bullet can find him.
True. That would be the only way is getting to him places where that bullet can't find him, and other things might have to be employed then.
Well, we do have access to a real weird other space.
What kind of weird space?
On the boat. Or
The other space.
where was it?
Well,
I can't
it's kind
actually
of
remember where
everywhere
it is.
as far as I can tell, but the entrance we know about is on the boat. Sort of. Or at least an exit is on the boat. One of many.
Yes, you have not been able to actually enter that space at your will. You've kind of been at the mercy of Stretch.
True. We could try to open an entrance knowing where an exit is, I suppose. Or we could just try to talk to Stretch.
How does time work in the space?
Not right. Some of the people that I think the majority of the people who have experienced time there have experienced more time in the other space than actually passed in this one. But I'm not sure if that's a universal experience. I think at least one person described spending what might have been days or weeks in there, but it was like an hour or something out here.
That sounds perfect.
I mean, assuming he could survive there. It was pretty gross.
Mercedes just kind of like gestures off. Find out how to get in there. I need to go pack up the lab.
Skinner pipes up and says, it also would assuming that him running away and going in there isn't going to be seen as a taboo. Or otherwise lead to him tabooing.
True. I mean, would the capture of a king automatically taboo him if he didn't have immediate control over his kingdom?
Not necessarily the capture of the... Not necessarily, but it could. It may.
He'd have to be continuing to act in his kingdom's interest, so we might have to make him take some of them in there, I guess. I don't know.
Yes, but if he abandons other ones, that could be seen as turning his back on them and might taboo him then. It gets very difficult when you get higher.
Clonked on the head.
True. If he is clonked on the head and brought into an area, but the issue is if he is unable to stop someone from just mowing down his people that are searching for him, he's effectively failed them.
Gotcha. But if he took them there voluntarily, perhaps.
True.
Moved the whole kingdom away from the conflict, that would just be keeping them safe, yes?
True. If the whole of the kingdom will agree to go. Then it's arguable, does he leave the ones that want to stay out here? Or does he disown them and possibly that taboos him? Either way, it's risky. I doubt the outer space is going to be a solution to the place to store people, from what you have all said about it.
Hmm. Well, I mean, that is one consideration. But there's also the consideration of the opportunity that we have here. Like I said, if this is a foot race to getting to the power so that no one else has it, we still have to decide what to do with it, or it just remains a constant threat until someone else takes it from us. So, what do we want to do? Because that has to be prepared in advance also.
Everyone's looking around.
Nobody wants it. Nobody has anything that they want to achieve.
I mean, it's a difficult question.
At which point, I mean, Jess says, I mean, I wouldn't mind it. I could think of several things that I could do with it. Remake the city in my image. The problem is, I am guessing that the one type of people who there's only going to be one lucky subsect of Urbanomancers who are going to get this thing, assuming there are any in the city that it goes. And I'd be off my home turf. I'd be in a lot of danger if I'm the one tracking it down.
So if it ends up in Vienna or something, can you even use your abilities there?
I doubt it. I may be able to use them to affect myself. There. And besides, I suppose the other thing we could do is after this is over, we could deal with Isaacs ourselves.
You want to take his place?
I think Godwalker of the True King would not be a bad position to have. Extra power, probably something I could do to protect the city.
What's Skinner's reaction to that?
Skinner does not... Skinner is, well... does not seem happy about that idea, but he's not about to say anything. It's not like Skinner necessarily wants to become the true king, but I mean, it's like, you know, Skinner wouldn't mind, I suppose, you know?
I'm not sure anyone would really mind being a Godwalker exactly.
Yeah.
Aoife turns to Darren and she says, you're the only one not already tied into an organization. You're the one person outside of this. If you had essentially all the power in the world, what would you do with it?
Well, I'd bring back my mom, I think. But
Sentiment aside, don't you think you'd want something a bit grander?
Yeah, all of the NPCs are kind of like, that's That's a pretty basic thing, but okay.
Like, I feel like 1 or 2 people in this room could achieve that for you in a weekend.
Also, do you really want that? Darren, you have to quit smoking! You don't need that in your life.
I don't think I would do it like that. I think I would start over again from then, if I could.
What do you think would happen if you laced pot with LSD?
Probably some wild shit.
Hmm.
This
So-
might be so much juice that you would bring back your mom. She'd immediately become the new mother.
Yeah, I don't think it's the most practical thing, but it's the first thing that came to mind. Another option is take out those bikers. Get the bike back.
As
But-
something that you want to do as a step in the link of this, or something that you want to do with this power.
Well, if they're masterless, they'd be hard to kill. Maybe that'd be a way around it. But yeah, to be honest, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what would be best to do.
I mean, it's a lot of power, but it's also responsibility too. I mean, well, both things are admirable to want your bike back or your mother back. They are very inherently selfish.
What about making it so that no one ever gets cancer ever again?
Then he'd never get a major charge.
It's true, but he could fundamentally change what it means to be his school, and he would have to.
Rules don't apply the same way to the Godwalkers.
Well, that's different kind of magic, but still.
Mhm. Stop what happened to my family from happening to anybody else doesn't sound too bad, I guess.
Anyway, I just want everyone to think about it. But we also need to try to spend enough but as little time as possible getting ourselves collected, and then get out there and try to start getting in people's way and making progress on finding this thing.
Have an idea.
Shoot.
I haven't put a lot of thought into it, but I'll be downstairs.
That's so ominous. I hate it when you do that.
Oh! Aoife snaps her fingers and points repeatedly at Mercedes for a second, like she's trying to clear her head, and she goes, "Yes! Power back on. I owe you a thing. Come see me in the morning? Maybe tomorrow. Like, you know what I mean. Give me a day."
Okay. Alright. Unless anyone else is going to stop Mercedes, she's going to go downstairs and have a frantic conversation with Jeremy.
Sounds good. What's everyone else doing?
I feel like Izzy's fidgeting a good bit and then eventually asks, like, do we think that this kind of power could do something like bring back all the people that the Max lost? Like, undo what happened?
Skinner goes, that's a tall order. Undoing the Whisper War. But it's a possibility. It's not beyond the realm of what could happen.
Plus, where you bring them back now, but obviously time has passed. That's a lot of trauma you're gonna have to deal with.
It's very true. There could be unintended consequences. But, oh, here's a thought. What about permanently taming the tiger?
I'm sorry, repeat?
Permanently taming the tiger.
I mean, while that sounds nice, wouldn't that require waking it? And if it goes wrong, there's a lot of danger there. Not that we're not always in a lot of danger, but that's a tall order.
That also runs the risk of causing magic to not work as well. Effectively, a lot of is the tiger is also tied up in the aspect of magic. So it would be tearing down the Rebus and possibly putting something else in its place.
To give magic to everyone?
Possibly. Or no one, as we just saw, and part of me is worried that all of that would be bad. There are a lot of people who probably shouldn't have magic.
That's true. Anyway.
While a lot of people wouldn't be able to have magic, one thing we could consider is maybe knowledge, making knowledge widespread, or...
But there's always ignorance, regardless of how much knowledge you spread.
Yeah, and that might just cause mass panic and violence. Well, anyway, does anyone have any gifts at all that they think that they can use to try to help gain knowledge of this thing, track it? Does anyone scry or see visions of the future or have a particular connection to other sources of magic? Anyone know anything?
I mean, I could walk in and talk to somebody, but I'm we need somebody for me to talk to.
But you could be the eyes on another organization, yeah?
Yeah.
That's very much not nothing. What about you? And she points at Darren again.
Anything that could help us find a way to track it, and maybe something that would affect. I'm thinking, but I can't think of anything that would help with that.
You're
Was I there when the cloud thing happened? Or is that meta for Tilly to think about?
The cloud, the cloud thing.
Don't you thing?
Sorry,
You have a
cut out.
smoke cloud that can see things, don't you?
Well, it just lets me see like normal, I think. 'Cause I was looking through my spells and stuff to see if I might have anything that would help, but like the turning,
Well, yes,
turning, seeing from the cloud of smoke just lets me see and hear from the perspective of smoke.
Yes, but smoke has been an integral part of seeing the future and making predictions and scrying in magic.
Well, like, I don't know if it'll let me scry. I mean, I can exhale smoke and then I can move it around and I can see from the smoke wherever I put it. Like, but if you need us to like spy on somebody, I mean, I can definitely do that. That's sort
Aoife
of.
gets an annoyed expression on her face and starts waving. Do you not know that you can try to do things that haven't been done before, or that you don't have immediate knowledge of? You do know that you can invent things. Right?
No. Didn't know that. I thought I was told specifically that I couldn't, actually.
She tilts her head like all the way to the side so that her ears like almost on her shoulder. She goes, "What? Okay. Yes, you can. You can create new charges and you can try to use them in ways that you haven't before. You can experiment, you can push yourself and try to connect to other things than you already know."
Okay. Well, I guess it doesn't hurt to try.
Have you heard of the Oracle at Delphi?
You know, out of character, I know what the Orc of Delphi is, but I don't think Darren would necessarily. Some Greek fortune teller or something.
A chick at a party?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I met her at a convention once or something. Music
Generally held to be the most powerful and most accurate of all fortune tellers. She wasn't always listened to properly, and sometimes people trying to avoid her predictions cause them to happen. But she did that with smoke.
Oh.
Mercedes is not here to tell you what was probably in that smoke.
Yeah, it was like she was breathing like gas fumes.
She was absolutely high. So.
Yeah. Like sulfur fumes and stuff from the earth, right? Like that's what it was. Okay. Well, I guess I will give that a shot. Do you just need to feel it out? I'm gonna need to charge, obviously, as I light a cigarette. I know you guys don't like it when I charge, but it seems like I should probably have some charges, so I'm gonna attempt this.
Well, sometimes, same thing. Fortune tellers might use their question. I've read fortunes before. What if we did it in the smoke?
Hey Roxy, hope you're doing awesome. Thanks for jumping by.
I can try and
Showing
dig
that
deep in myself and try and see if I can answer questions.
institution love.
Possible. I mean, we might try to make a ritual out of this. We have an Arco, we have a Eastern Church, and we have a Bibliomancer. Doesn't seem like a bad place to start. Let's try to jumble them all up in order to get a true vision of what's going on.
So now you all want to be around my smoke? Is that what you're saying?
You realize the reason that whole thing that happened was because you were smoking in someone's apartment, right?
I do. I'm just...
Legit, if you just went on the balcony, nobody would have a problem, my guy.
Well, that's not true. It is still Joker we're talking about, but...
There would be less problems, my guy.
You know what? No, I wasn't the one putting my hands on people. Right? And I wasn't the one talking people down, trying to make them feel like crap, saying they weren't contributing or doing anything of value. Right?
You took the pancakes of peace. I think you need to stop complaining.
Yeah.
And Maxwell's gonna hand another plate to Darren.
Grab it with my hands and stuff like 3 pancakes in my mouth.
In between puffs of smoke.
Smoking a pancake? Cigar and a waffle?
Cigar and a waffle.
Alright, so it sounds like we're gonna try and use Darren's smoke to then try and tell a fortune inside the smoke. If that's my understanding.
Alrighty then, you're trying to invent a new spell.
Or possibly a ritual.
Fair. They're one and the same in a real way. New formula spell, new ritual. So, what it is that you guys are planning on doing specifically?
Trying to use the smoke to, like, breed a fortune, I guess, to sort of track this surge of power that's happened. I think is the general idea.
Alright, that is likely going to be a decent amount of power. How many charges do you have?
Counting the cigarette I'm smoking right now, I would have 2 minor charges, which I'm assuming is
2
not
minor
enough.
charges.
I'm thinking this ritual is probably the end point of a new objective.
It could be.
Because there's probably going to be multiple people needing to charge. If it's going to be a ritual, then there's items to be prepared, things to be researched.
Fair, but rituals tend to be things you discover, not invent.
Someone had to be the first. Yeah.
True, but then they made a formula spell, not a out-and-out ritual. Then that formula spell could get used and understood and worked all its way down, but first was a formula spell.
Well, then I guess that's what you're trying to do.
Never mind. Wait. That's sad. So, you're trying to make a new formula spell for Darren.
I guess so.
Alright, so. Are you gonna charge more? What are you doing? Like, this is on you guys.
I mean, if it's a minor formula spell, then I can probably do it with what I have, because none of mine... Oh, yeah, never mind. Actually, that's not true. There are 2 of them that are above 2 charges. Yeah, I mean...
Do you expect a minor spell to be capable of giving you secrets of the universe?
Yeah, not really. I would think I would probably, just if I wanted to make sure it really works, I would probably charge a few 6.
I feel like if you use the minor charge, you just learn the secret of how they make jelly beans, and I really don't think that's useful.
Are you
There-
guys still all hanging around having this conversation?
Sure.
Alright, Mercedes comes back looking slightly dejected.
What happened to you?
My thought probably isn't gonna work the way I thought it was.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I can.
All right. That's great.
Well, we have a new thought. A dangerous one.
Okay.
I think it would be cool to try to juice the Eastern Church with a variety of things to try to get true visions.
Uh-huh. And where did you get this idea from?
Greek mythology, hence you.
Because of this, and she pulls out a joint.
Yeah.
In part.
God.
So, unless you guys know a way to charge real fast, I'm gonna start smoking a couple at a time here.
I don't think that we need to necessarily succeed in the goal of trying this tonight. I think that we can start to make preparations, though.
Yeah, no. You cannot smoke multiples at a time and charge multiples. You can't do it.
Go get the
You
spine.
have to experience them properly.
You have
So
to
we
savor
know the answer that we want is the location of this confluence of power.
Location would be good. But there's a lot more nuance to that question. I mean, if
Well,
this
no,
thing
that's
gives
the-
us... If
That's
this
the
thing gives
answer
us
we
the...
want.
Is
I'm
it?
sorry, sir. Finish
If
your
we-
thought, Sarah.
Yeah, if we get a map pin, that's useful to a degree, right? But if we go to that map pin and we can't do anything about it, or we don't have any means of understanding it's that location's like reaction to this thing, it might be better to know what we have to do to get control of it.
Okay.
Besides, you know, our resident demon seems to think he might be able to help us to find it on the map anyway.
Okay, so we want to know how to tap into the conflux. I feel like that's kind of vague, though.
Did petitioners at Delphi always have a very specific question? Or did some of them just want to know what their future was? I legitimately don't know. I'm curious.
I mean, I suppose it doesn't have to be a specific answer we're looking for, but if it's vague, it's going to take more work, but I suppose even if the question is more specific, the universe is just going to say what it wants to say.
Aoife kind of puts a hand on her hip and she says, "This is my concern. Do you ever read Douglas Adams by any chance?"
Mercedes is going to look at Maxwell.
Just don't think about squirrels.
Alright. In this comedy book, that's also sort of says, it doesn't fucking matter. In this book, they create a giant machine to answer the ultimate question in the universe, right? And it works. And they get the answer. The answer to all questions. The infinite truth of the universe. You know, the answer to the question, and it's 42. And they can't do anything with that because they don't know what the question was. It doesn't mean anything. So what I'm worried about is both being too general and too specific. Because if we say, where is this thing? And it says, you know, gives us an address in Michigan. Could it be there at that moment and gone immediately thereafter? Could it be everywhere, and so it's true of that address, but it's also true of every other address in the world? Like, we don't know enough to make a highly specific answer about its location mean anything.
Okay, but then what's the middle of the road question about using it?
What must I do to take this power for myself?
All right. Any other options people have? Thoughts?
No, this sounds like the way to go. We could also consider doing this on a very small scale to test that our spell works before asking a question that might very well lock us on a path.
I'm sorry, Javi, I didn't hear what you said. Could you repeat that?
One sec. we might want to consider not, or trying at something on like a small scale first, and then just asking like generic questions, just to make sure that our spell works, because we waste a charge not realizing, or something big on like, to know that our question yields no results, we'll just waste charges.
That seems sensible.
As much as Darren will smoke numerous cigarettes, there are other pieces, I'm sure, to the ritual we'll need to regather. We could ask it a question for an answer we already know, if it gives us a false chance.
I'm just making up names.
I am not gonna ask a question I already know the answer to, because that's a waste of solar gold.
Aoife goes, oh, yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Huh?
Darren doesn't need to. Darren can't tap into the universe and talk to it and have it answer back. He's a smoker.
So?
His magic is about destruction. Solar gold opens you up to the universe, allows you to talk to it.
So do you think that you can do this? Alter it in some way to do it yourself, or to cause someone of some other school to be able to do this?
I'm sorry, Sarah, can you repeat that? Brandon was saying something to me.
Aoife asks, are you saying that you are the one that needs to be doing this ritual, or are you saying that your power is part of what has to be done to allow someone else to try?
I'm confused because my solar gold only works for me.
Yes, then you do
But what does it
the
do?
asking.
I told you it lets me talk to the universe, and the universe answers.
What kind of things can it say?
It can tell me anything. The universe is omnipotent. I may not necessarily understand it because it is omnipotent, which is why we usually keep it a little more self-focused.
But you think that solar gold just on its own might be able to answer these questions without anyone else having to do anything?
Yes. Which is why I went and got it. I was saving it, but
Can Aoife roll anything to try to figure out if Mercedes is like
Secrecy.
bullshitting this at any degree? Okay.
It's secrecy.
That didn't work. Or did it? I'm not sure. No, it didn't. There we go. Okay. So her secrecy is 45.
All right. What roll did you get?
34.
All right. So, Solar Gold will reveal her the answer to one question, but that question has to be about her.
Gotcha.
So she cannot ask, "Where is this thing going to go?" Won't matter. she could ask, what do I need to do in order to claim it? It has to be focused around her and her future.
But it might be closer. If we're going to alter someone's understanding of their school and understanding of their power, that might be a closer jumping off point.
Oh, this isn't altering anything. This is just stock what she can do. It takes her 5 days in order to do it.
Well, no. What I'm saying is that if we're going to give someone a new spell, we might have to tread less ground with her having a new creation than Darren having a new ability. That's all I'm like trying to get at. So like, would it be theoretically possible for you to just try to generate an entirely new creation?
Was that question directed at Mercedes?
Yes. You have to understand. My understanding of magic is very different than your understanding of magic. It's a little closer between the two of us, and she's gesturing between herself and Mercedes, than others, because it's something that we create over time and that we build and we make, right? It's not a thought that comes into our head and then just explodes out into the world all willy-nilly. It's forged, it's distilled, and prepared in advance. In that way we can understand each other. But where I don't understand you is that I can just do things. If I want to create a construction that's just going to do whatever it is, then I just do that. You know? Can you just make a new drug? Is that a thing that is possible?
So, as I was going to say, Aoife is obviously she's sounding a little correct to you, like she's kind of on board. She's using the wrong words, like forge, when it should be, like develop or
Supplement.
grow.
Yeah, so she said forged for herself and distilled for her. You know what I'm saying?
Fair. Still, distilled is a decent word, but I'm more playing into the response in Mercedes's mind, which is right now it's like that's very bad words for it, but all right.
Mercedes looks slightly uncomfortable and gets like a tighter grip on her bag. No one has made new significant works yet.
Is there a but or a fuck off at the end of that sentence?
There's a period.
Okay. Are you willing to try to do what no one has done? Or would you prefer not to?
So far, nothing has yielded anything that would divine the future any better than solar gold.
If you want help, you can get Jeremy up here to talk about it, or bring them down to Jeremy to help them give a lecture on that. Or it's up to you. I'm just giving you the offer.
Okay.
What's everyone else doing? Joanne, are you alive?
Yes, I've just been trying to listen.
Okay. Hello, anyone?
Hello.
Hello.
Also listening.
Yeah, I asked what people were doing.
Smoking a cigarette and watching this conversation happen, and
Okay.
that is about it.
Darren's doing that. Joanne, what are you doing?
I think Tilly's gotten distracted and started like shopping for wigs and stuff on her.
Okay. Max, what are you doing?
Well, my initial plan was to help assist with reading the fortune, so I am gathering tea leaves and trying to prepare, because one of the things I have is the ability to believably read someone's fortune through tea leaves, so conjuring that in said smoke, should we get to that point, would allow me to effectively ask questions about the person and theoretically maybe extend beyond. So I am gathering reagents for what I need to believably read someone's fortune.
All right, fair enough. So no one else is going to continue this?
I had one additional question. If we could bring Superconductor into the conversation and ask if demon knowledge knows already of a fortune-telling ritual.
He is certain that there's probably some ritual. He is not going to hand it out for free.
Gotcha.
You would need a lot. In other words, you're going to need to work for it if you're going to get it. Like,
I understand, but I'm just trying to like narrow in on a plan here, because like each avenue that we were like trying to explore seems to be mostly unavailable. So creating something new in terms of rituals, not a thing. Like trying to use the
like I said, you
alchemist
can
power is probably not a thing. You know, the
You
Search thing is a little rocky. You know, I'm just trying to come up with a plan.
Yeah, so as I said, you creating a new formula spell could work. It's a thing. It's a thing you would have to do. He's gonna need charges. How long does it take you to get a significant charge?
Well, one dipsomancer and one shot in a special class.
Good answer.
So 1 minute 10 seconds, maybe.
Sam, are you paying attention?
I am, yeah. Shot in the special glass. Okay. Well, 1 minute 10 seconds. Let's do it. Let's pour. Let's do shots.
You're not drinking any. Aoife says, waving her finger at you.
Really quick, you became a dipso. Jesus.
Is Kat willing to?
Kat is willing to. Of course, it's going to get her drunk. How many are you trying to order up?
Maybe 3 to get going.
Maybe 3 to get going. All right. So she's thinking 4 drinks then, or 5 drinks. 1 is the initial one that she needs to be able to start charging. Then 5 more after that will get her drunk. Or 4 more after that will get her drunk. She can break down the last one into charges to hand them over to Darren.
Is
So,
that an unsafe amount for her to take so quickly?
no, I mean, being at like negative 50% means she's pretty blasted and probably not going to be able to charge much more, before she passes out. So it's not unlimited what you're doing right here. But yeah, so she will charge on up and pass them on to Darren with little to no problem. So Darren, you are now sitting on 3 sig charges.
Okay. Dang, it feels good.
So.
I think it's the most I've ever held before. Alright. Easy enough. Now, what? Do we just burn a whole bunch of tobacco in a room with all this ritual stuff Max is putting together and try to make something happen?
That's up to you. You are the one who's sort of trying to discover and design this formula spell. This is a spell that makes sense to you. What are the effects that you're trying to receive again also?
Oh. Yeah, oh man. The effects I'm trying to get are to be able to have some kind of vision, right? But I mean that's a simple way to put it.
I mean, don't you already have vision? You have eyes.
Well,
correct?
some kind of magical insight, I suppose.
Fair.
You want similar to what Mercedes
What-
has. You want
what
to be able
does
to
that
ask the
look
universal
like?
question and have it
So-
respond.
The first thing that comes to mind for me is like a bunch of thick smoke in a small crowded room, and you're like seeing shapes in the smoke. Now I can like do that as a spell with like cloud shape or something, but I can just make it look like whatever I want. But this would be probably more like not directly controlled by me, I would imagine. So maybe like using really thick smoke as like a crystal ball of sorts, or something
So
along
it would
those
show
lines.
you images or like
Yeah, shapes or symbols.
Tell me the trappings of what you're going to do.
The trappings.
This is all on you. Yes, trappings meaning the things that are around it. What you need to do in order to perform it.
Okay.
This is you inventing a new thing for your school. All right. This is your spotlight. If you don't want to do it, if you're not comfortable, if Darren doesn't think that he can do it, that's perfectly fine. We will stop
No,
putting
I'm
pressure
just-
upon you.
I'm just thinking.
A dangerous pastime.
I know.
I'm kind of thinking along the lines of like a Native American like tobacco ritual. I think they used to do stuff like that for like healing, but I think they mostly just use leaves to apply to cuts and stuff. But maybe just like instead of like smoking a small cigarette, since I don't have any like raw tobacco on me, maybe just like unrolling a bunch of cigarettes, like 10 of them or something, or maybe a little bit more. No, I'm not talking about peyote mori. That's a different thing.
That is exactly what you were talking about.
No, it wasn't. No,
Yeah.
no,
Just
no. There was stuff done with tobacco, just tobacco. Too.
There was stuff done with tobacco. He is absolutely right. Most of the healing stuff was peyote though.
Native American tobacco
tobacco
prayer.
for Vision Quest anyway, though.
Yeah, I'm not
Hold
talking.
on.
Okay, so, sorry, I lost my train of thought.
But isn't that literally exactly what we're talking about though?
Yes.
I mean, they did mix peyote with tobacco and stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a part of it. But yeah, burning it in a small, cramped space where you sort of are forced to endure and inhale that much smoke and that little oxygen, maybe, with, you know, like a small cramped space without a whole lot of airflow.
So you're hotboxing.
Yeah, hotboxing,
Yeah.
basically, yeah.
Gotcha.
And you know, making your eyes water, the smoke getting in your eyes, and trying to see something. Maybe even looking into the fire as the stuff burns, if you're burning it like on a floor in the center of the room or something like that. And
Sure.
that's sort of where my mind goes initially, at least.
Sure. So, that's a good idea. You can if you want to run those ideas by other people, you can, and maybe they can give you feedback, or you can just start doing it yourself.
Yeah, I'll run it by other people. I'll just repeat what I was just saying, basically, to the group.
About how you're gonna hotbox.
That's
That makes
yeah,
sense.
hotboxing, right? That's what I'm thinking, basically.
Trying to commune with the smoke. It's the same inside of your lungs as it is outside in the air, and you try to project your intention into it and ask it to show you what you want. Makes perfect sense to me, sort of. He's weirdly quiet about all this, like a little shifty looking, just a tiny bit, and very quiet.
Do I notice?
Roll me notice.
Okay. Which one is my notice again? Okay. All right. $81 out of 90. It's a success. It's a really high success, but it's a success.
All right. High success is good. Yeah, you definitely notice this. You definitely notice her not speaking.
What seems to be the problem? Am I doing something wrong?
She looks like kind of frozen, like a deer in the headlights for a second, and then she grabs you by the arm and tries to haul you out of the room.
Okay. Just a second, guys. I'll go out of the room with you. What is it?
I'm not feeling particularly gifted with words at this exact second in time, but essentially, she makes you just like stare out, like down the hallway and not look at her. And then she whispers in your ear, and as vaguely as possible, and trying to leave herself out of the conversation as much as possible, she more or less explains that when she was inventing a school, she had to use her first spell completely blind with no knowledge of it at all. And that, in essence, what she did was more or less a similar thing, where she shoved her power at a question and came up with basically locator thing on a map. She never did it again because it didn't work. And she's getting worse and worse as she's talking about this. But yeah. So she's probably
I'd
gonna
say you
taboo.
are
I
likely
think it's
well
important.
over the line.
Yeah,
of
yeah.
your...
Well,
yeah.
I mean, technically, her taboo is letting someone know that the magic affected them.
Okay, all right.
And
fair.
he's not involved in any of this, but it's not good, and she might lose it anyhow. But she thinks it's important enough to be worth it. So,
That's
yeah, she's a mess. But she's trying to tell you about all of this, and like try to give you guidance about like pushing this power blind with no connection to the to a spell and how it worked for her.
Okay. Well, do you think I should try something similar? Is it more...
Yeah.
Would it be more of...
I think that the plan that you've got for trying the spell is fine. She's trying to tell you about the sensation of moving magic without intent, without a spell to frame it, basically.
Okay.
Well, intent is important, but that's not what I meant. But basically, yeah, you're trying to move magic around into an effect without actually having a spell to do it that's set already.
Cool. Well, thank you for the advice. I will... Hopefully it will work. I guess we'll see.
Never talk to me or anyone else about this ever again. This was horrible.
Yeah, I kind of
And,
assumed as much.
Izzy could have phrased it in like, if one wanted to come up with a new, everyone had to figure out their magic, blindly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I suppose that's true. She might be.
I mean,
you
she
are
might
Max-
still be uncomfortable.
Yeah, you could have couched this entire thing as a hypothetical thing you've learned from another guy at Max, who found their own spell, invented their own school.
I mean, Darren is a named confidant, so like that is a little different. Like she couldn't say this to just a random person, but like it's the taboo is a little bit wishy-washy, if I'm honest, as written. But we're doing the best we can.
Yeah, I mean...
I can make it harder.
That means it's, easier to charge. Spells cost less, rather. So.
Yes.
But anyway, yeah. So she can't ever let a confidant know that she's done something for them or anyone. Can't ever know that she's done something with her magic. But she's not supposed to take credit for things in front of people who aren't her confidants. So that's where we're at right now.
I mean, you probably get a couple whats and what was that? What do you mean by that?
Okays.
Yeah. Well, yeah, okays and yeah, get low or whatever. Just like him not following you at a couple points, probably 100%. I think that would be unavoidable. But yeah.
Yeah,
good.
I mean, whether or not it actually helps you at all, Izzy felt like she had to try to tell you.
Yeah.
So she did.
I hope it does help. We will see. Thank you, Izzy. All right. Well, do we want other people in the room? Want to do this? Or we want to use like a closet or a bathroom or something? I don't know. I'm just thinking of like a place where you can get the smoke to like pool really well.
Well, do we want to shove Darren in a closet?
No, I don't like the way you said that. So, bathroom it is.
I
Does
mean, a water
bathroom
closet.
There's also, like a van, because that's like the stereotypical thing, isn't it?
A van to hotbox in? Yeah, I guess it kind of is. Yeah, sure. I mean,
Aoife has a van.
okay. Well, van would do. I hope you don't mind it smelling like tobacco smoke.
She probably wants to take all of her film equipment out of there first, but
Right on. Well, hotboxing in the van, just like old times. Yeah, is it one of those vans that has like carpeting in it and stuff, like a hippie van?
no, it's not like a minibus or anything. It's like you know those
Free
like
candy.
yeah, those white vans that have like no windows and are really creepy.
Oh, okay.
The ones that you're told not to go near when you're a kid. Yeah, it's that kind of van, but it's painted purple and has like a logo for a design company on the side.
Okay. Cool. Well, hopefully I don't set your van on fire. I'll bring like a. I'd like to make a note to like burn the stuff in like a metal bowl or something. You know what I mean? Like I'm not just gonna like set it on the ground in the van.
Well, that could be part of the necessary traffic. Is a proper vessel to burn it in.
Yeah.
Yep. So you set it on the ground, just start, beating it with like a, rug beater till it's a giant blaze. Set the van on fire. Forget you're actually doing a spell and just start roasting marshmallows.
Right. No, I'm not gonna set her van on fire. I hope. I don't know.
But the marshmallows.
Something could go wrong, I suppose.
And the memes, marshmallows and memes. Anyway, but no. You are able to get that all a burning.
All right. Do I need to roll anything to try to like get this vision? I suppose I'm asking.
Sure.
Okay. What do I roll?
You are in the van. It is sweltering. You're getting it up there and doing the stuff because it doesn't take a lot for you to be able to do that. All right. Now, you are holding on to your energy. How much energy are you releasing into this spell?
I mean, I kind of feel like if I want to have the best shot at making it work, I need to put it all in.
Sure.
Or does it not work that way? I guess I don't know, right?
It matters what you think.
So I'll put everything I got into it. Which is
all right.
3 sigs, 2 minors.
Minors wouldn't matter.
Okay.
If you're up at SIGs, then chucking the minors in doesn't matter.
Okay. 3 sigs it is.
Okay.
So
I want you to roll me your Resurniturge.
Okay. I guess nothing. Oh, it should be a 34. But it's a 3, which is definitely a success, right?
Yep. So
You could even flip it to be a better success. 34.
Yeah. So you grab a hold of your power and you're trying to force it on. It doesn't seem like it wants to go. Are you going to try to push it out and forcefully expel it from your body?
What do you mean? It being the charges?
The charges. You're getting some resistance on this.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe it's because I haven't used it in a while or something. So yeah, I'm gonna try to force it out. Yeah.
All right. So you take the power and you force it out, and you can see it sort of going out there, and you can see it sort of taking the smoke and sort of starting to fill it. Only you never see a shape form. It feels like the power dissipated and was absorbed, like there was too much smoke for that little amount of power.
Oh, I overdid it. Wait, too much smoke for that little amount of power?
Amount of power.
So
yes.
I underdid it. I should have had more charges, or I should have had less material to burn.
I mean, that's the way you can totally get either one of those things. Now, you are fairly certain your ideas were correct, that you needed to hotbox this car in order for it to work, which would mean 3 significant charges is not powerful enough to cast this spell.
All right.
Or maybe you did something wrong. A lot of times when things are figuring it out, it could have been you're just a little bit wrong on something. But unfortunately, you've used the charges. You've learned something, but unfortunately, the spell did not work.
Okay.
But it showed promise. Showed promise.
Well, I return to the group. Disappointed. Didn't work. I think I need more.
More juice.
Yeah. That's what it seemed like. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's the most I've ever held at once, but it just it felt like it wasn't enough.
Aoife like paces back and forth, and she's like tapping her forehead, and she says, "What do you need for 6? What happens?"
Well, I can smoke an entire pack.
Too slow. Not stackable enough. What else?
2.5 hours straight of total nicotine ingestion. About.
And there's nothing else? You don't have a loophole, a second thing? She's like rubbing at her temple.
Joker is gonna go, most people don't. Most people are only stuck with, the way God intended for them to charge. But some people cheat. Some people are dating dipsomancers.
No. But
I suppose if I ingested it some other way, maybe some way more concentrated. But there's only one thing I've ever even heard of like that, and that's probably
You
not
want to
a bad
butt
idea.
chug nicotine?
Oh my
That
God.
sounds like a really bad idea.
It doesn't sound like a good idea, does it? I mean, it's as poisonous as rattlesnake venom. From what I understand.
and it doesn't matter like how cool the thing you're smoking is. That's not a thing for you.
How cool it is? No, I don't
Yeah,
think...
if we found you a cigarette rolled 1,000 years ago for the Pope that's been kept in a vat of holy water, that's not going to do anything. It's no different than any other cigarette.
Cigarettes for the Pope.
I don't think so, unfortunately. I mean, you can always check with smokes, but from what I understand, it's more about the amount of nicotine ingested or the amount of damage to your lungs.
What about an IV?
It's about the time you spend. It is literally about taking your time and relaxing and enjoying the fucking cigarette. The time is important. This is not a thing to be rushed. In fact, if you're trying to rush to do it, you're doing it wrong. Fuck you, I hate you.
Fair
Yes,
enough.
but Aoife has loopholes.
Yeah, I know.
Understand
Which
your
is why
magic.
I understood exactly where this is coming from. Like, oh yeah, no, this is Aoife going, why? Why do all of you suffer with your inferior schools when you could be a boss like me? Meanwhile, Steph is over here going, I have to wait an entire day, you fucks.
Aoife understands that too. She has the slave over something for a day option also. Well,
Oh, do I need to roll a D100 for that, Brandon?
You already did.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Sorry, I was looking at the. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
all right. How about this? What if in the morning, because we could probably all use some rest, we all set about everyone but the narco sets about making a significant donate to the cause. Anyone have any objections to that?
I'm sorry, repeat what you just said, Sarah.
Sorry, when I'm being Aoife, I'm a little off kilter. So she said, "What if everyone like hit the sack, got up in the morning, and did whatever they have to do to get one significant charge for like each person in the group, and then we could all just give it to Darren, and that way we would generate many in a short period of time." But she did mention that obviously Mercedes can't do that.
I think the challenge in that is going to be that most adepts can't pass their charges off to others.
All adepts can. It actually is a spell. It costs a minor charge to pass any charge to someone else.
Oh.
It's a ritual that anyone can do.
Oh, gutter magic saves the day. Is it gutter magic? I don't know. Those are rituals.
That's a ritual. It's a ritual. Or it's a minor magic trick. It's also a thing that you can use due to forget and to place your spells on contingencies. So you can lay a trap by you cast a spell on an area, and then when a certain thing happens, the spell will go off. So if you have a spell that like puts a cloud of smoke around someone, you could say, all right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to enchant this door, and I'm going to put a contingency on it, which means I spend one extra minor charge. So the next person that touches this door, the spell will cast. And so
I think you can even get specific with it if you're willing to put out charges, right? Where you could do a thing like this named person or this classification of person. Isn't that something that you
I
can do
believe
over
so.
time? Yeah.
But yeah.
Gets expensive. But anyway.
Interesting. Can you let's say the trigger doesn't happen, like I don't know, like you're setting it on the door for the night. You wake up in the morning, door wasn't opened. Can you take the contingency, remove it?
No.
Oh.
I do not believe you can remove it.
So when you go to
It's
open
there
that
until it goes off.
So when you open that door to
Yeah.
leave, it just goes off.
Yeah.
Well, unless
also-
you had a specific thing on there. If anyone
also-
opens it or whatever.
Also, if you taboo, it goes away.
Oh, okay.
So if you casted a spell and it's laying in wait, and then you break taboo, those charges go away also. So
Okay.
But yeah. Darren, you can gain. I mean, if you're just gonna go to sleep, because it's still early in the day, you know. If you wanted to, you could spend a good several hours just smoking.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that. For sure.
Sure.
I mean, I'll be chain smoking most of the day if I can. Now that I've got it
Yeah,
back.
it's perfectly fine. You can sit there and you can just sort of huff and puff away on your cigarettes. And as you do, so how long are you planning on charging, Darren?
Oh, I mean, how early in the day is it right now? It's still.
I mean, it
it's still
isn't
morning?
even noon. Yeah.
I mean,
You guys had an emergency meeting at like 3 a.m. and then, you know,
yeah,
maybe
that's right,
took a little break, so it's still early in the day.
Oh man, I mean, I could really do like 10 hours at least if I wanted to, right? I mean, I probably wouldn't.
You
feel
could
too
do 10
good.
hours.
I probably wouldn't feel too great. That would be 4 packs. I've done worse.
That'd be 5 packs.
Yeah, because it's like 10.
Do you have 5 packs on you?
Probably not. Probably have to run to the store and get some more. Or unless I keep a bunch stored up in a room I'm staying in or something.
You can definitely run to the store and try to get some packs, or otherwise get some more packs. Make me a status roll.
Sure. I am so good at status. Well, I guess I'm not terrible at it anymore. I don't think I have anything that'll help with that.
What is the roll? Sorry, I'm a little bit away from
53
my
out of
keyboard.
46. It's a fail.
Yeah, no, you don't have 5 packs. You only have like a single pack, unfortunately. So unless you can get someone else to get you packs, that is kind of out. Can you think of anyone who might be able to go out and get you some cigarettes?
Hey, Izzy. You have money?
Huh?
Can you buy me some cigarettes?
Well, let's see. I assume I have roll status also, yeah.
Yes.
Your dad's gonna love when he gets the bill and it's like cigarettes from the Quickie Mart or whatever.
Somehow I don't think that. I think his person's person looks at the actual bill.
Oh, okay. Alright. Fair enough.
Well, either the daughter or her boyfriend is taking up smoking.
Sorry, I'm starting to feel a little slow. Yeah, can do.
All right.
Much appreciated.
How many packs are you getting him? The 10, 12 packs, 24 packs.
I guess it depends on how audacious that he's feeling. What are you asking Izzy to do?
I mean, I don't think he would. Well, I mean, he would probably ask for a carton, which is how many packs are in a carton? I don't even know.
I think 10.
$10 packs, yes. Which is like
Okay.
it'd be like $60 to $100 worth of cigarettes.
Okay. And does my roll inhibit how much money I'm allowed to spend in any way, or does success?
No, it's perfectly fine. If you got a success, right? Sorry.
Yeah, she did. So I think she just kind of roll her eyes and buy 2.
Oh wow, okay.
2 cartons. All right.
She'll hand them over and say, "This way, I don't have to go out until tomorrow."
Thank you, Izzy. I appreciate it. Oh.
So still gonna spend 10 hours smoking?
Yeah.
Smoke that non-reefer.
I imagine by the end of the day, I'd be a little. I'd probably be very nauseous, kind of sickly. I would think that much. But I think I've done worse. I mean, there's definitely been times where I got sick from smoking before, and sick from. I was trying to get to school. I was doing a lot of stuff.
Because, smoking that much has no adverse effects. Don't smoke, kids.
Yeah.
Don't watch the show, kids. The shows are for adults.
This is definitely not an endorsement. Paid for by
It
Big
should
Tobacco.
be an excellent reason not to.
Just like to thank our sponsor, Marlboro.
You didn't actually do the thing in the GIF up top where you smoked like 3 cigarettes, like 5 cigarettes at once, right?
No, I didn't actually end up doing that. I mean, I think I tried it earlier on, like when I first was doing this stuff, I was trying that kind of thing. But there's like a great GIF out there where a guy's got like 40 cigarettes in his mouth. That's what I imagine. All right, well, I'm hanging out on the balcony for the entire rest of the day, I guess, just putting him back like a war veteran, burning heaters.
Like a war
Sounds
vet?
good.
Yeah, you guys have never heard that. So war vets, like most people smoke a cigarette, it takes them like 10 minutes. But well, I guess it's about the time, so I'll take my time and enjoy the cigarette. But you hand a cigarette to a war vet, and they'll smoke that thing in like 2-3 puffs. The whole cigarette's gone. Just like, whoa.
Jesus.
You're smoking. You're enjoying it though. You're getting it done, getting it in there. So now it's the middle of the night. I suppose it's 10 hours later, so it's well into the evening. I'm gonna assume wherever you are at is pretty fucking filled with smoke.
Yeah.
So you wanting to try it again?
How many cigs do I have at this point? Is it 5 cigs?
Yeah, you've got 5 cigs if you've spent 10 hours.
I don't know anything that's more than 5 cigs for me. So, yes.
All right. Make a roll.
We're about to be at 0-6 again, so I'll just keep it at 0. Okay. Let's make a roll.
So, and describe to me what you're doing as you make this roll.
Well, I'm failing, because I rolled an 87,
Yes.
and flipping it does not help me. I think it's I'm getting sick. I mean, I'm trying to like sit out on a nice balcony or a terrace or something and like watch the city or just like watch people going by doing their normal thing, and I'm smoking one after another. But there's probably like a point where I vomit. I start to turn yellow. I'm coughing up a lung. Like, I'm just not reacting to it well. Maybe I'm just a little rusty. I haven't had to smoke like this in a while. I haven't had to smoke in a little while.
Yeah. That makes perfect sense. But are you a quitter?
No.
You some pansy-ass little quitting bitch.
No.
You a pussy-ass bitch, you gonna quit on me?
I mean, I'm gonna keep smoking. Do I get any negative effects yet? Like,
No.
no.
No
Okay.
negative effects.
Well, I'm definitely gonna keep smoking then.
Alright. Alright, so the spell did not work. You want to try it again? You gonna call it, what's the thought? Describe to me what you're doing, and then, tell me what's the plan, man.
Can I possibly do something? Is that okay?
Oh, if you have something you want to do? 1 second, let me go check.
My ability to do something also is predicated on whether or not Izzy actually tabooed or not. So there's that too.
I will say you didn't because we explained you could have talked all about it as a hypothetical.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay. Alright, so in the midst of all of your smoking to prepare for all of this, Darren, or after you stumbled, I guess is the right moment. Izzy comes in, she kinda like helps you get resettled, she cleans you up a little bit, and she basically just like grabs you by the shoulder and gives you a little bit of a shake and says, "You did this. You can do it. I know you can. Just keep trying. It'll click."
Okay.
Oh, that really stinks. Wait, hold on. No, that's actually great. Yes, that's perfect. Okay. Okay. So, are you reacting to this in any way in particular?
When you're like, no, that stinks, and then you're like, no, that's perfect, I'm probably getting a little confused.
No. Izzy's not saying that. I'm saying that. Sorry. She gave you that little, like, it'll be okay, I believe in you speech, and gave you a little shake. That's it.
Yeah, probably would try not to react to it. If anything, I think it does make him feel like a little bit better. Like it comforts him a little bit, but I think he would probably try not to show that so much. But
Gotcha.
But yeah, be respectful, appreciative.
Gotcha. Well, with that, she nods and leaves. And also something I'm copying and pasting. Hold on.
Oh, wow, okay. Nope. Well, it sounds like I might be pulling like an all-nighter and smoking 5 more packs of cigarettes or whatever.
Well, did he lose the charges or did he just fail to use them?
I think.
Oh, he didn't. He failed to use them.
Oh, I thought I lost
They're
them.
still
because
there.
The first time.
No.
The first time I tried, I lost them. So I thought I lost them again.
Oh, well, that's because you successfully pushed them out into the world.
Oh.
Here you
okay.
failed
Okay.
to even do that. So,
Okay.
no. You didn't matched fail. You just regularly failed, which means you still have the charges.
Oh, awesome. All right.
So make a roll. And tell me what it is that you are doing. What are you thinking about? Describe everything to me.
Oh man, that's hard to do. Am I doing like the hotboxing the van thing again? Is that what I'm doing, or?
I mean, you've basically been hotboxing whatever area you're smoking in for quite some time, aren't you?
Yeah.
You spent several hours there smoking an entire carton of cigarettes. The area is pretty, dense with smoke. Like, it's got a lot of smoke in the area.
What am I thinking about? I imagine he's trying to sort of not just like calm his mind or whatever. I think there's probably like a certain level of like Zen or meditation to it. And he's trying to get his body to stop rebelling against him, because he's getting sick and puking and feeling like he's gonna pass out and getting dizzy and stuff. So I think there's a lot of his attention on that. Maybe some thoughts about seeing his mom in the hospital with cancer, and like that might be where he ends up because of this. And but I don't think he cares all that much about that. I think he sort of maybe tries to just accept that as an inevitability. And we're trying to figure out how we can get this huge surge of power, of course.
I have a question before Darren does this. Do we want to change the objective to have to do with this conflicts of power?
I had presented that earlier.
Yeah, she did.
And no one responded.
So yes, I would like to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what is the objective then?
Find and acquire the super secret world power surge.
Too big. If it's that big, well, it'll take forever to fill, and we can't keep chaining it into itself. It should be something smaller.
Get a lead on how to track it down.
I feel like that's an acceptable level.
Yeah, like
get lead to big thing rather than acquire big thing.
Acquire information regarding.
See, but I think that would be a milestone in an objective.
Yeah, but
yeah.
But the problem is that acquiring this thing is going to be a cosmic level objective, right? So if we choose something smaller, then we can carry over percentage as in a small amount, admittedly, but as we move up in the difficulty of things. So if we do something smaller, like more manageable task for today, as the actual objective, then we can take some percentage into the bigger objectives as time goes on and not have to do a cosmic objective from zero. So that's why my train of thought was trying to isolate something smaller that we could have as a beginning point. But you're right. Any smaller objective that's chaining into a larger objective can also just be a milestone for that objective. But it's dependent on how we think it makes the most sense to structure it. How does everybody feel? Do we want to try to parse this out tiny, or do we just want to go whole hog and do milestones that are huge?
Up to you guys.
I mean, I'm a big fave. I would put the big one and start working towards it.
Okay. Steph, what do you think?
I mean, I can see kind of stepping them up. I'm trying to think of how we would break that down into major steps.
Mm-hmm.
The only things coming to mind would be locating it and learning how to use it.
So, what if we did, number one, gain a better understanding of what it is, then where it is, then how to do, and then the final one is actually gaining control of it. Because that makes sense as a progression.
It does, yeah.
So, what, where, how, and then gimme.
Gib.
Gib thing.
Gib. No, I think that's a fair level progression.
We could just start at where, I guess.
I think starting at where is a good idea, and then learning about what, because certain things cannot exist in certain environments. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
And
Okay.
like from when we learn where it is, we can go from there as to what kind of thing it is, how it functions, what it's doing, and then so on.
Okay.
Okay.
So what milestones do we put under where is?
At least how. Oh, sorry. Where is?
I mean, unless we want to start with something else. I don't have any particular attachment to starting with where. We could alter the order.
Well, no. We don't have to alter the order. I'm just saying, like, I don't know what milestones would be under there, because like I don't know what we'd have to do in order to find out where it is. So I suppose tobacco's smoke visions of the future would be one to find out where it is, maybe.
Sure. And we could even include like learning things about its nature under where, because we don't. This is like a vague concept, you know. Again, like I said, I don't know if we're looking for like an object that's a channel to this thing that's out there in the world, like someone's gonna pick up a random can of tomato soup and it's just gonna clobber them over the head with power. Like, we don't know if it's a corporeal thing or if it's in like a fixed location. So learning some things about its nature in relation to that can still be milestones under the question, where is it?
Yeah,
I agree with that, because if it's a physical object, great. If it's a cognitive interpretation that manifests to the thinker, that's another thing. And if it's in a portal, that's another thing. If it's actually in the other space, that's another thing.
Yeah, it's like what you were saying earlier, where when you were saying like, how would we, like, if we got an address, is it going to be where it's at that address, but it's also every other address in the world because it's everywhere or whatever. Yeah, I like understanding the nature of it might be.
Gotcha.
Good.
I'm trying to take notes on the milestones board, but I cannot write anything down, apparently. I'm not sure if I don't have the right permissions. Can anyone else try and see if they're allowed to type on the screens? On the Roll20?
On the Roll20 screen?
Yeah. 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm so sorry.
I mean, I can type in the chat on Roll20. I think that's about it.
I'm up. I got it.
No,
No?
I can't.
Grand
please.
Kahuna charge.
Where the fuck?
What's that?
You can't just write text on the screen with the text tool?
Oh, like that.
No. It like turns into a text tool, and then as soon as you click the thing, it disappears.
That's odd. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on there.
You might have permission
Someone's
set.
typing.
Someone did, yeah, I think.
If you hold
Hello?
it down, it works, but if you click it, it doesn't.
Yeah, you're right.
Hold it down real quick, Steph, and then try typing. Because yeah, I was literally just typing random keys, and apparently I've now made a mess.
Oh, that's
Oh
true.
no, it's gone.
It's
All
true.
my messages are gone.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Hey!
Why?
All right, so I'm regretting the choices of.
I hate it.
Brandon's like, all right,
All right,
none
how
of
do-
you have permission anymore.
There, we'll just put that there. Let me get the text out.
Instant regret. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's instant regrets is kind of, my life with you guys.
You have regrets? No.
I have massive regrets.
Let's see if I can help.
The little message.
So, the objective we're looking at right now is where is the charge, right?
I think you guys said you wanted to understand the charge
Understand it. Okay,
before
okay,
the
so that's-
where.
Okay. Somebody's got it. Somebody's on top of it.
As I stick it into another image. Another one was how to interact with big charge.
Yeah.
Damn it.
How to acquire, and then just actually getting it. Actually acquiring.
Okay, so these are the chain of objectives that we're trying to come up with, right?
Right. So you need to put stuff under where or what is the charge, whichever one.
Okay, I'm
I
gonna
kind
put.
of feel like what should go before where. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
yeah.
Because, like I said,
You kind of need to understand the nature of it in order to understand where it would be, because like you were saying earlier, it could be everywhere, or it could be nowhere, or other space. Or
And then if we understand what it is, we can understand where it would exist, hypothetically.
yeah.
yeah, so it's a much more natural like progression feeding into it. Okay, so we have the smoke spell. We have a potential ritual that we might be able to get going with the demon, or more information from a demon if we bribe them properly.
Damn it.
Remind me again how Maxwell's major charge works.
Yeah.
There was like a thing where he could just know some piece of information.
Did you find the pages for bibliomancy, Javi?
Maybe.
Javi, why are you smoking? Only Darren gets power from smoking.
Yeah, you got it. I got it.
Must have walked
that
in the
does not mean
room
I'm
or
not
something.
I think he's joking about being in the hot box here.
He opened the door to the hot box. 117 is where the Bibliomancer starts in the second edition.
I didn't have that book. I've got Postmodern Magic.
I don't know if I have that. I believe I should. Hold.
I have PDFs.
No, the Postmodern Magic's
Okay.
drive. It's not on my.
Let me check my notes. Probably won't be useful because it's recall something in the library.
I'm very happy this starts on page 69.
Nice.
I mean, technically, the bibliomancy section starts on 65.
Yeah, but on this PDF.
That's fair.
What's wrong with that arm?
Alright, read between the lines lets you ascertain whether a single stated fact is true.
So we could like basically just spitball theories and he could say yes or no. Is that a thing?
By spending a significant charge, you can ascertain whether or not a single stated fact is true at the moment in time. Long version. You are granted a vision of the abstract reality behind the fact you wish to judge. I kind of feel like it's only one. Yeah. I mean, because it doesn't give like a number. And it says facts, not facts.
Would
if
let
we
me
had hit
check my notes
on
be useful?
But keep in mind, it says when magic's involved, you get kind of start dealing with some tricky stuff. And if we're asking about the True King or Avatar stuff, or magic in general, it starts going. You're asking for it.
Cross-reference only deals with people.
well, that thing about magic, are you referring to the nature of avatars protecting themselves, or are you talking about like all kinds of magic?
It says when magic gets involved, results can vary from sort of true to almost totally but not quite false. The validating facts that have to do with Avatar's return is a solid maybe, and any fool silly enough to attempt to read between the lines on a fact that having to do with the archetype or the invisible clergy directly is asking for it.
Well, yeah, but we're not asking anything about them whatsoever. They don't have anything to do with charges, or at least only one of them has something to do with charges directly.
Right, but when magic gets involved is the question.
It
So
gets
if we ask a question
squirrely.
about magic, then Brandon can go,
Well, they are all founded on paradoxes of things that are both simultaneously true and not true at the same time. So,
Would
Not probably helpful in this situation. But the minor spell, it's right there in black and white. It looks like it lets you see the immediate future of some specific topic.
Ooh. Does that mean you can see who acquires it? Who will acquire it?
I think the way to do that is to correct me if I'm wrong. My understanding of how to appropriately use that spell is basically sounding for depth, right? So you say basically proposing this plan, and with these facts being what they are, if true, then what happens? So you create a scenario and then you ask for the answer. Is that not quite how it would go?
That sounds about right, following my understanding of what you guys are saying.
Yeah, so we're talking about Maxwell's spell. So it seems to me like the way to use that is basically as a forecast on our plans, so that we hopefully see any hidden danger or issue that might crop up, rather than just using it in a general way to tell us what to do. You know?
Oh gosh. What's that?
Board game box.
That was the sound of success. That was the sound of a job well done. While all of you have been working really, really hard to solve this, I've been doing things that have made my fingers very sore.
Oh. Oh yeah, you said you were doing carpentry earlier. I didn't know if you were joking or not.
I never joke about carpentry.
Right on.
It's usually not very humorous.
I constantly joke about carpentry, but whatever. I suppose we could put things in there about learning about magic in general. We know a lot of things about various classes, but we don't actually know that much about the nature of magic, as a whole. So maybe finding a powerful rebus to ask. Maybe Serona could help us with that. If not herself, then she might know someone who we could speak to. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. Man, this might have been some good stuff to talk to your boy Godwalker about. I feel like they might have a pretty good understanding about the nature of magic, possibly.
Sarah, what do you
I
think?
don't know about that.
So-
I don't think that they're an adept, are they?
Oh, are none of them adepts? Do they lose it when they supercharge with the avatar stuff?
They don't necessarily lose it, but a lot of them have a hard time balancing both.
Oh.
it can be difficult to get that far up an avatar path without it being allowed to be your obsession.
Oh.
I mean, but that doesn't mean that trying to talk to a Godwalker about it wouldn't be a possible milestone.
That is true.
I don't think the Rambler is going to be talking to me again until I get the bike. Or until I try, at least. Didn't seem very, pleased with me. You guys know any other Godwalkers?
Oh, who's in the room when you ask that question?
I mean, I guess whoever's at the table now can be in the room. I don't know.
I feel like the one person who could answer the part of this question is not here right
Who is that person?
now. Aoife knows a Godwalker.
Aoife knows everything.
But I feel like she's busy.
Clock, Grandpa.
Oh, he's not a Godwalker.
No, that's not who I was talking about. I'll message
Oh.
you.
Yeah, whoever was saying that, was it somebody earlier was saying Aoife is like our resident smart person? Or something like that? Somebody earlier said something like that. Seems to be true.
Well, some of you need to brighten up because she's crazy.
We're all crazy.
If we're all mad here,
Everyone else.
actual mental illness is going on. Aoife's brain is literally like rotting
Yeah.
away. Is literally shrinking. She has dementia.
Yeah.
See, I think the thing is that people are smart in different ways. Tilly
Very
is smart in regard to
Not
have the
being
word.
a mechanomancer.
Tilly is smart in anatomy. Mercedes is smart in chemistry. Aoife is smart in computers.
on engineering.
What you're telling me is we need to build a cyborg. Cyborg. Magic cyborg.
Aoife has some
Built
limited
3 already.
ability to emotionally
I know.
connect with most people, and is just very off.
Okay, so we've got at least 3 milestones.
I wrote down 4. I don't know if that's
Well, the bibliomancy one is a question mark.
I can change it if I believe that is.
I think it's fine to leave this as for now. We can try to apply it later.
Yeah. It's like I'm not saying delete it. I think
I
that
meant
was going to
delete the
take a
question
little more
mark.
effort.
Right.
But yeah, I would add speaking to Erebus specifically on there. because they're the school associated with magic. I mean, the avatar path associated with magic. So, in theory, they might have some indication about this. Plus, they can sense when someone gains charges. So, like, maybe we could try to do something with that in order to trace the charge, if that makes any sense, because they can feel the charges, you know? I don't know. It's just spitballing at this point.
I understand the concept of talking to them because they can feel the charges. Do they feel it in a way that they understand that they exist at any given time, or is it just they feel it when it pops into the word is not cognitive?
I think that they
sense.
know when a person has gained a charge, especially if it's a large charge.
Right. So
I'm not sure if they can tell if someone has charges, but
I think
like
that
maybe
would be a question to ask them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. We've gotten kind of far afield, though. We were in a scene with Darren.
Yes,
Well, we wanted to be able to roll percentage dice on what he was about to do.
Yeah, that was kind of...
Okay.
I understand someone derailed us from that, you know. And I understand why they did it, alright? But you know what? It's a shame. I understand that Darren is boring also, but he is a player and he needs to have scenes. So no derailing him just because he's boring.
Go, Darren, you can do it.
Derail him because he also smells funny. I'm joking.
I mean, I smell like
Never
cigarette
smelled
smoke
this
all the time.
shame for being smelly.
Do I just roll a strategy again, or?
Yeah, but I want you to tell me as I was setting the scene before it got interrupted and taken away.
What I'm thinking about and stuff.
Tell
right?
me what's going on.
Yeah.
Describe to me what you're doing. You know.
Yeah, as I was saying, I think he's thinking about a lot of things, like his mom in the hospital and how that's probably going to be his future, and trying to sort of come to terms with that and accept it. And maybe he's seeing some of those memories in the smoke. The you're not contributing anything conversation with Joker, and you know a lot of the other stuff.
I have a question. If you could ask your mom one question, what would it be?
I think he would want to ask her. Oh man, there's probably a lot of questions, like if he did the right thing getting away from his dad, if he did right by her, if she wishes he turned out different than he did, would probably be the biggest one. Yeah.
All right. You're sitting there in the smoke. It's filling the room. You can see the tendrils sort of waving out there. You can feel the charges in you, yearning to be set free as you do this. Are you trying?
Am I trying? Yes, for sure.
Okay. Give me a roll. Remember, it's plus 90.
Bonus on the roll is plus 90. Do I put the plus sign in?
Yeah. No, do not put the plus sign in.
Okay. Ooh. Let's see.
That's a 40. It was fine either way, no matter what you did. So you sort of feel yourself go, and you sort of feel it, and you can sort of slowly let the power all sort of drain out of you and into the room. It feels a lot more natural at this point as you do it. So the power sort of goes into the room as you've been seeing sort of your mother in the smoke, and you've been watching things of your life. And then you see you can sort of feel the power sort of infuse the room, sort of making your hair stand on end. And as you do, a figure forms in the smoke, and it comes walking out through it. And through the smoke, it's your mother. And you see her as she sort of sits down in the chair next to you. Sort of reaches out and you can sort of gently feel her hand just brush your thigh as she just sort of sits down there, and she looks up at you, and you get the impression of a smile on her face. And you can almost hear her words. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of the man that you've become. I know you have a long road ahead of you. And you can be better. But overall, I'm proud of you. I'm scared that you're going to get yourself in trouble. Scared that you're gonna not live as long as you could. Scared that you're making the wrong choices, but what mother isn't? I love you, Darren. I love you, and I wish you know that. I don't blame you for anything you've done. I love you. What's Darren doing?
Crying, probably. Not like ugly cry face crying, but just like tears.
Oh,
running
you really?
down.
He's not ugly cry face crying after all that?
He's not like, ooh, he's not like that, but he's definitely got like, I mean, he might be, actually. He might be like not be able to compose himself at all.
Sure,
I don't
I'd
know.
like you to roll me notice. We're gonna do -30.
Okay.
You smoke, you're crying, and you just did magic to see other things. So yeah, now.
Notice. -30. Oh, sorry, that is the minus button. Okay, so normally it's a 90 target. -30 puts it at 60. I always forget I bind that to the minus button whenever I gotta use it. It interrupts other shows and stuff sometimes. It's really fun.
Oh, good.
So you hear the door open, and someone sort of step into the room. You can hear them. They don't start coughing. Obviously, they're walking into this very smoke-filled area. What are you doing?
He tries to pull himself together, and in a sort of choked, cracking voice, says, "Who's there?" Do we get any response?
The figure sort of looks over at you and says,
Hey, you alright?
that is a bone-chilling voice.
Is it Anthony's voice?
Anthony's voice.
Oh, gosh.
Hey, what's wrong? Hey, talk to me. It's okay. It's okay.
It's good to hear your voice, man. I wish you were here.
I am right here. Okay. You've smoked a lot. Let's go. Come on.
What is Anthony doing?
I am taking his hand and helping him leave the balcony.
You feel his hand. He's not on the balcony. He's in his room, by the way. You know? You can open up the door to the balcony. You see the door actually open to the balcony. And then he comes over and he touches your hand. You feel his hand. Anthony is physically touching you.
I'll stand up and follow him. I'd probably like pull back at first, like I didn't expect him to actually be able to do that. Or if this is even really real. But
God, how much have you smoked?
probably too much. But trying to figure out what's going on with this surge or get a lead, something.
A lead on what? The voice?
No, man. We took care of the voice, thanks to you.
You really have smoked a lot. Come on, let's go. Let's go to the common room for now. That way you can catch your breath.
It's not really Anthony.
Smoke
Is it
another
really
one.
Max? And I'm just like out of it.
Oh no, it's not Max. That's
Yeah, at this
Anthony.
point-
All right, I'll follow him.
Looks like Anthony, sounds like Anthony. Other people seem to be looking at him as you're looking out as you two go out there.
Oh God, this might be really bad. I can't tell.
Anthony's right there, guys. All right, I think that's where we end session. All right. So,
Ah!
good sesh, guys. Good sesh. There you go, Javi. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
The magic boy.
Holy crap! What is happening? Are you back?
Lord, take it away and give it
I-
back.
Yes, hello. Stop touching my face. Yes, fine.
Stop it.
I think that is a question that you will need to find out next session.
Probably.
Happy birthday, Javi. That was cool.
You don't have to say it so defeated, please.
No, I didn't mean to say it to feel. That was really cool, man. Oh, it's really neat. That whole thing, that whole scene was really cool, I thought. That was awesome.
Yeah, you know, we're just tearing
Yeah,
at Darren's
just crying a little
heartstrings.
bit over here.
Out of the smoke comes a man. Man from the past.
Is he gonna be my what is it, like Spirit of
Huckleberry, we'll see.
Spirit of Christmas Past or something is what I was thinking of.
Spirit of Christmas past?
Ghost of Christmas Past or whatever. From
You're
like,
what?
Christmas Carol? You don't know this story?
No, we know it. Everybody knows it.
Alright.
It's just interesting that is the one you picked.
Is
That's all it goes.
joking? Alright.
I mean, it made sense
I
to me.
love it.
What? What was that? Wait, what? Was it Sarah that were talking? I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah, I thought that the ghost analogy wasn't a bad one.
Thank you. Alright. Well, thank you guys for playing. It was a blast. As always.
Mhm.
Shout outs? Shoutouts? We can do shoutouts.
So, we've already shouted out Javi, turning another year older. This Sunday, we'll probably have a bit of a short session as we engage in other things, and then come Monday, well, there may be a surprise on the channel, something new.
Awesome.
I suppose it is something old, it is something new, it may be something a little borrowed, and hopefully it's not blue. It will be a new game.
Awesome. Is this a surprise? What
After that,
what it is?
oh yeah, after that will be Tuesday. So this game this week is just going to be jam-packed. The trilogy of games.
But Pendragon?
Pendragon. It's going to be a short session. Because
World Anvil.
yeah, World Anvil.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we're not running the real game.
Although,
But
since
also
you guys
that
haven't
is brilliant.
done the negotiation, there may be a negotiation scene with Ansel and your people.
That would be cool.
Yep, so that will exist. Anyway. You now know what direction the game is going to go in. Magick is back, baby! And there may be some minor changes to people's schools. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Anyway, I hope you've all been listening. This is Brandon Levins, A Wise Man Once, where a wise man once said, yeah, it's perfectly fine Tony's back from the dead. Like, nothing happened, you know? Don't question it.
The stress.
Just here to fuck with you, Sam.
I don't know what's going on. That's what I'm worried about. Are you just here to fuck with me? Like, what is the? Is other people gonna see him
Plot
too?
twist, it's Tilly.
It's just silly.
Am I dying from
Working
smoke
on that
inhalation?
stick, man.
Check
So
out
many questions.
twitch.tv/AWiseManOnce if you're watching on YouTube. The link's in the description down below. And check out A Wise Man Archive 6765. And especially, and since it's his birthday and everything, check out youtube.com/ChaoticReunion. He's making some good videos over there. I'm really digging him. All the stuff. So go check it out. Nostalgic video game videos, all kinds of good stuff. Just go check it out.
Yeah, man. New video comes out like literally in 5 minutes. So
Right on. Dope. And you can also go to AceofWandsDesigns on Instagram, on TikTok, on Coffee. You can also check out Lucky Cat Dice Designs. Here's all the links. And you can find me on Twitch or on YouTube or Twitter or whatever. You guys know the things. That's all I got. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for playing. Everybody have a great night. A fantastic week. Monday we got Forest of Flesh. We're wrapping up the arc. It's probably going to be a very short episode because they're right at the end. And let's see. Then we got Broken Wednesday night. And I think that's all.
Look, we got a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff for you all to enjoy.
Yeah. Lots of stuff. Everybody, take care.
Well, I was mostly just making a joke about how we have so much stuff. Anyway, see ya. Bye.
Bye, guys.